Once again, here's what we're going to cover today. We'll go over what federal work study is, the eligibility criteria, how to find and apply for positions, how to accept your award, and how do you get paid. We'll also talk about managing your award, keeping track of your hours, and how and where to go if you need help. By the end, you should feel confident about taking the next steps with your federal work study job. Federal Work Study is a federally funded program that provides part-time jobs to students with financial need. It's designed to support student success by giving you the opportunity to gain professional experience while earning money for educational expenses. At SFSU, Federal Work Study is only available through on-campus employers. That means every Federal Work Study job you see will be tied to a department or program here at the university. To be eligible for federal work study, you need to complete the FAFSA each year by the state deadline. You must be an undergraduate student enrolled at least half-time, which is 6 units or more. You also have to maintain satisfactory academic progress, known as SAP, and demonstrate financial need. Because funds are limited, awards are given on a first-come, first-served basis. Keep in mind, federal work study is not automatically renewed each year. You need to qualify each academic year. So if you had it last year, it doesn't mean that you'll get it the next academic year. Now, how do you know if you've been awarded federal work study? The first would be your award letter that you received sometime this May, June, or July. You should be able to see it at the bottom of your award listed under work study. It'll show the fall or spring amount depending on what term you're enrolled. But if you didn't see it there, you can also find it in your student center by clicking financial aid, choosing the award summary and the academic year 2026. If you see federal work study listed there, you're good to go. If you don't see federal work study, but you do see a subsidized loan, you might still qualify. So feel free to reach out to our office and we'll check for you. Once you confirm you have the offer, the next step is to find a job. You'll use a platform called Handshake. You can access it through the Student Gateway or by searching at SFSU Handshake online. And like any job sites, you're going to have to search, apply, interview, and hopefully get hired. When you're searching in Handshake, make sure you filter for on-campus jobs and look for positions marked as work study. So here is a screenshot of a Handshake search. Um, so one of the things that I would recommend is make sure that you um, click on the filter and then it'll pop up with different filter options. If you click on the work study options and click apply, only work study options will show. So kind of removing any other unnecessary jobs um, so that you can specifically find work study positions. Handshake lists all available on-campus positions. Each posting will show you the job duties, the pay rate, and how to apply directly to the department. So I recommend on this next screen that once you have filtered out work study jobs, you click the a button up here where it says newest jobs. And then if you click this newest jobs, you'll be able to see what's been posted soon today or the day before. This one is for work study student information and technology student assistant. You'll click apply and then you'll follow the prompts and what is needed from the department. Before you land your federal work study job, you'll most likely have to do an interview with the department. Just here's some good tips to help you stand out. First, do your homework. Learn a little bit about the department and job you're applying for. Be on time. If it's a person, plan to arrive at least 10 minutes early. If it's over Zoom, log in a few minutes early to check your connection. Dress appropriately. You don't need a suit, but you do want to look neat and professional. Bring any documents you might need, like your resume, your class schedule, or anything that the department may have requested. Show enthusiasm. Share why you want to work on the campus, and what skills you bring to the role. Ask questions. For example, what does a typical day look like? Or are there other opportunities to learn new skills? And after the interview, it's always a good recommendation to send a thank you email. It just makes a good impression. If you like help with your resume or interview, if this is the first time you're applying for a job or your first job, this career and leadership development office is there to help Monday through Friday. You can schedule an appointment and kind of help you guide you through, building a resume and setting you up for your interview skills. Once you've been offered a position, there are a few critical steps to officially accept your federal work study. Step one, get your official job offer letter from the department. This letter should clearly state your hire date, your pay rate, the department's name, and your supervisor's name and contact information. Step two, email the offer letter directly to me at miriamlemus@sfsu.edu. This is very important because you cannot accept your award yourself in the Student Center. The accept button is disabled for Federal Work Study. Step three, wait for my confirmation. I'll review your offer letter. Once everything looks good, I'll activate your Federal Work Study Award in the system, and then you'll see your award marked as accepted in your Student Center. Please remember, you cannot begin working until your award is officially activated and shows as accepted in your Student Center. So on this slide here, you'll see a student who has an accepted federal work study. So it'll show offered and then it'll show accepted. Once this shows for both, you can let your supervisor know that your award has been activated and they can proceed with the rest of the onboarding. So how does federal work study get dispersed? Work study funds are not applied to your tuition. Instead, you'll receive a paycheck for the hours you work. You'll report your hours each pay period and your supervisor will approve them. You'll get paid around the 15th of the following month. So it's super important that you communicate with your supervisor on how timesheets are done so that there's no lag on payment. There are a few important rules to follow. You can work up to 20 hours per week total across all on-campus jobs. There's per week. There's no overtime and no holiday pay. If you work a 4-hour shift, you're entitled to be paid 50-minute break. If you work 5 to 6 hours, you must take an unpaid 30-minute lunch break. Please make sure you track your hours carefully to make sure you stay within your award limit. What if you're getting close to your federal work study funds? First, you're going to want to stop once you've reached your limit. You don't want to go over. In some cases, your department may be able to pay you from their own funds if or they can request a budget increase, an award increase from our office if funding allows. Have your employer contact me directly if this situation occurs. To make the most of your federal work study experience, check your student email and the financial aid website regularly for updates. Communicate with your manager, with our office if anything changes. Manage your time so you balance work and academics. Treat your federal work study position professionally. This is a real job and it creates opportunity to build skills and references. I know several of our own colleagues here have started their career as federal work study students. So it does, make sure that you have that professionalism once you become part of the department's team. And of course, remember that CLD is there to help with your resumes, interviews, and any career counseling. In addition to federal work study jobs, there are other types of campus jobs and paid opportunities you can consider. First is the regular student assistant job. These are non-on-campus jobs open to any student, even if you don't have federal work study. They're paid directly by the department that hires you, and they typically offer flexible hours that fit around your classes. There's jobs funded by university programs or grants. These positions are often connected to research projects, academic initiatives, or community service programs. They're funded through specific grants or university budgets, and they can provide really unique experiences. If you're interested in these, reach out to the department or program directly to ask about openings and pay details. And finally, other funded opportunities. For example, there's College Corp, run through our Institute for Civic and Community Engagement, which supports students doing community-focused work. There's also the California Dream Act Service Incentive Grant, which is administered through the California Aid Commission. Both of these require separate application processes and eligibility requirements. So if you're interested, you can contact me to learn more about these programs. Um, Exploring all these types of options can really broaden the type of experience you get while here on campus. Now I invite you to ask any questions that you may have, whether it's about eligibility, finding a job, or understanding the application process. Please feel free to ask.